Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In my previous videos, I've talked about manga related to volleyball, Haikyuu, and basketball, SlamDunk. Today, let's talk about a manga about baseball, Ace of Diamond or Diamond no Ace. I'm not sure if baseball is a common sport in your country. However, whether it is or isn't, it doesn't matter, since before I read Ace of Diamond, I have zero knowledge about baseball. However, when the story moves on, you will understand more about baseball. Please bear with me that you will need much and more patience in reading or watching Ace of Diamond, because unlike other protagonists in other sports manga, such as Shoyo or Sakurahi Hanamichi, you cannot expect the protagonist of this manga, Sawamura agent, to become the savior in the matches and lead his team to the nationals at the very beginning of the story. Though he had talent, it took much time for him to improve and develop his skills and weapons. However, please, trust me. In my opinion, Ace of Diamond is also a great work which is comparable to Haikyuu. While you are feeling painful or bored in waiting for the newest chapters of One Piece, My Hero Academia, Chainsaw Man, or Spy Family, etc., please do consider starting to read or watch Diamond no Ace. I think you probably won't be regret on this. However, again, please bear in mind, you will need patience. Before I proceed further, please kindly remember to subscribe my channel. In this channel, I will talk about some Japanese and Korean manga and anime. If you are interested, please kindly subscribe my channel and ring the bell next to it so that you won't miss any of my videos. Ace of Diamond is a Japanese baseball manga series written by Terajima Yuji. He played baseball in his high school and spent his entire 3 years in the baseball team. He had served a few positions in the team, such as the first baseman, the outfielder, and the pitcher. His baseball team had once got into Koshien. A TMI over here, Koshien is a place located in Nishinomiya City in the Hokko Prefecture in Japan. The most famous infrastructure there is the baseball stadium, which is the venue of the annual high school baseball tournament. In Japanese manga, when a team mentions that they want to go to Koshien, it refers to the team aiming to get into the national tournament. Once Terajima Yuji graduated from the university, he decided to become a manga artist. After he won the prize for his first manga, he went to serve as an assistant for the free manga artists. And they are the writer of Marathon Man, Shota no Shushi, and Get Packers. In year 1999, his first baseball manga won the prize and got published on Fresh magazine. Then in year 2002, he started his serialization on Special magazine for 2 years. Then in 2003 and 2005, he started to serialize 2 different baseball manga on Weekly Shonen magazine. Until 2006, he started Ace of Diamond, and this work has continued until now. Ace of Diamond was serialized in Weekly Shonen magazine starting from 2006 to 2015. Then a sequel, Ace of Diamond Act 2, started in 2015, and until now, Ace of Diamond Act 2 is still under serialization. In total, Ace of Diamond contained a total of 47 volumes and 419 chapters, while Ace of Diamond Act 2 so far contained 29 volumes and 297 chapters. Ace of Diamond is a story which begins with the protagonist, Sawamura agent, a left-handed baseball pitcher with an unusual pitching style who can cause the ball to move unpredictably before the batter hits the ball. In the last baseball tournament in his junior high school, a scout from Seto High School discovered this quality from Sawamura. So she approached Sawamura and invited him to go to Seto High School. However, at the time, Sawamura planned to go with his junior high school peers to a local high school and continue to play baseball together. With the encouragement from Sawamura's grandfather and parents, Sawamura decided to pay a visit to Seto High School, and there he met a catcher, Miyuki Kazuya, who will be his partner very soon, and this totally changed the life of Sawamura. After Sawamura visited Seto High School, he faced a dilemma. On one hand, he still wanted to play baseball with his junior high school peers. On the other hand, he also wanted to go to Seto High School and met other capable baseball players. His peers understood about Sawamura's concern, so they decided to hide their feelings and encourage him to go to Seto High School. Their feelings were not confessed to Sawamura until he boarded onto the train to Tokyo. With the support from his peers, Sawamura aimed to become the ace of the Seto High School baseball team. Seto High School baseball team is a powerhouse in West Tokyo. They were always able to get into the semifinals in the baseball tournament in the Tokyo prefecture. The goal of the entire Seto High School baseball team was to get into Koshien. According to the formula of the traditional shonen sports manga, a passionate and epic protagonist with his team, readers usually expect once Sawamura joined the team, his talent should be discovered by his teammates, and finally, Sawamura will lead the team to Koshien, right? It seems that this formula still works, but in a very slow manner. On the other hand, there is another thing that differentiates Ace of Diamond from other sports manga is that Ace of Diamond is a story about Sawamura and Seto High School baseball team. While the other sports manga such as Haikyuu or SlamDunk, there are stories about the protagonists with their team members. I'm not sure whether you get what I mean, but I will talk more about this in my next videos. Okay, let's have a recap on the main characters. Sawamura Ejun, the protagonist of the story. He served the position as a pitcher. Since he does not receive proper training and have limited knowledge in baseball, he is unaware on how he holds the ball. Coupled with his left-handed unusual pitching style, this makes up his moving ball, Sawamura's unique pitching characteristics. His pitches normally change direction right before the batter hits the ball. At the same time, it is also difficult for a catcher to receive his ball. He is mentally strong and has a forward-looking personality. This makes him always able to move forward when there are any obstacles. Though at the beginning of the story, Sawamura's goal is to become the ace of the Seto High School. He didn't have a clear idea on this, but only being passionate and epic. Later on, his master or mentor, Takigawa Chris Yu, taught him the real meaning of being an ace of the team. Furuya Satoru, the rival of Sawamura, he served the same position as Sawamura as a pitcher. Furuya is a talented right-hand pitcher. His pitching is powerful, and this ended up that no catcher in his hometown, Hokkaido, was able to receive his ball. After hearing Miyuki Katsuya, the genius catcher, he applied and go to Seto High School, and finally, he was able to hear again the sound of the catcher receiving his ball. Very quickly, Furuya's talent was discovered by the team, and he got into the lineup as a substitute pitcher. In the meantime, Sawamura was still receiving the training from Chris. Miyuki Katsuya. He is a second-year student in Seto High School. He served the position as a catcher. He started playing baseball in his elementary school. He respected Chris as a catcher, since he had never defeated Chris in any matches. He treated baseball seriously, and this sometimes made him sound blunt or cold-blooded to his teammates. He had also once invited by Narumiya Mei, the ace of the current Inashiro Industry High School, to form his dream team. However, Miyuki refused Narumiya's invitation since he agreed to join Seto High School earlier, and Miyuki also said that it would be more fun to defeat Narumiya in the tournament. Takigawa Chris Yu. He is a third-year student in the Seto High School. He served the position as a catcher. He was also a talented catcher, and he started playing baseball in his elementary school too. However, due to the injury of his shoulder, he cannot continue to serve as the team's catcher, and his position in the team was later replaced by Miyuki. Thereafter, Chris needed to go to rehabilitation during the club activities. Due to Sawamura's inexperience, he was arranged to pair up with Chris. However, Sawamura was annoyed by Chris' repetitive warm-up exercise. This created some tension among them. However, Sawamura soon noticed that the reason behind Chris' training, and thereafter he treated Chris as his master. Kominato Haruichi. Same as Sawamura and Furuya. He is a year-one student in Seto High School. He served the position as the second baseman and batter. Influenced by his elder brother, Kominato Losuke, he started to play baseball in his elementary school. Since Losuke once mentioned that Haruichi didn't have the power to use the wooden bat, in order to catch up with Losuke, Haruichi decided to use wooden bat all along, and this becomes his characteristics. Since he admires Losuke, he follows the footsteps of his elder brother and studied in Seto High School. Though Haruichi, Sawamura, and Furuya serve different positions, Haruichi is always inspired by the improvements of Sawamura and Furuya, and this keeps reminding him not to fall behind them. Besides spending lots of time and chapters in building up the characters of Seto High School, the writer Terajima Yuji also spent lots of time and chapters in building up the story of their opponents, such as Yang Shunchen from Akikawa Academy, the story of Yakushi High School, and Inashiro Industry. All this made his characters vivid and memorable. The stories of Seto's opponent are also appealing to the readers. I hope you will like it too. If you like my sharing, please kindly leave a comment and let me know. And if you don't mind, please also like my video and subscribe my channel. I will be seeing you next time. Bye.